All right, well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. Digital host AJ Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast, wherever you're watching Before the Four today, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Thursday afternoon here. Now first, let's talk about the weather. A first alert weather day is still in effect due to dangerous heat and high humidity we're currently seeing here in the Tennessee Valley. Let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for everything you need to know as we near closer to the weekend. Brad?
Well, we got big changes coming tomorrow. We're kind of a transition day today. We could actually see a few thunderstorms this evening because the deep tropical moisture, this is all coming from that low in the northern Gulf. It's all moving forward. You can kind of see these boundaries here. This is going to continue to shift north tonight, and this could trigger a round of thunderstorms late tonight as well, but definitely tomorrow. We expect some very heavy rain. Some of you may see 2 inches of rain in 30 minutes tomorrow. So a lot of water in the air, and you're going to feel that air around you. You thought the humidity was bad. It's bad now, but it's going to be worse tomorrow. That dew point temperature goes up about 4 degrees. 92 in Athens, heat index around 102. So the cloud cover we have now has actually helped keep temperatures just below the criteria for a heat advisory. We're going to let the first alert weather day go at 5:30 at the end of our 5 o'clock newscast. Here's that 3-day forecast. Scattered storms tomorrow. Looks like they may hold off until 1 or 2 in the afternoon, but once they start moving in, that'll pretty much be it into the evening hours. Additional scattered showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday. Very muggy. Some of the inner cities overnight lows may not get below 80 degrees. Keep taking those heat precautions. This heat is not going anywhere. It relaxes a bit this weekend, but it's coming back with a vengeance next week. Details on that at 4.
And also, don't forget First Alert Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. You can watch it wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. But First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the CTV Center, and he'll have all the latest that he is seeing on the radar. So you're just not going to want to miss it. But now, a story in case you missed it. We're seeing a recent influx of motorcycle crashes here in North Alabama. In the past week, 4 men have died due to the motorcycle crashes alone. 48's Faith Delp with the details.
Right here is where one of those Huntsville victims, Nathaniel Fletcher, was riding his motorcycle when Huntsville police say he was hit head-on by a pickup truck. Fletcher was pronounced dead at the scene on Pulaski Pike, and the driver of the truck was arrested for leaving the scene of an accident involving death. The senior transportation engineer with the University of Alabama, Rhonda Strickland, told me out of the 423 vehicle fatalities this year, 44 of those were motorcyclists.
When you think about the number of motorcyclists on the roads compared to the number of other vehicles, motorcycle fatalities are overrepresented, which means they're you're much more likely to be in a fatal crash on a motorcycle than in a passenger vehicle.
This is the victim from the crash in Ider, Lamar Weathers. Weathers was also pronounced dead at the scene of Monday's crash involving a collision with a tractor. His daughter told me he was, quote, a great, hardworking, selfless man, and everyone that met him loved him. Strickland adds a majority of these crashes across the state are caused by motorcyclists, but she says other vehicles should give them space on the road.
Give them some space. You know, they do need their space to weave in and out. Don't get too close to them, because what if they brake and then you can't stop.
She adds motorcyclists were about 28% more likely than passenger car occupants to die in motor vehicle crashes in 2023. She advises everyone to be aware and drive sober. Reporting in Huntsville, Faith Delp, 48 News, on your side.
Well, now federal funding cuts are impacting after-school programs here in North Alabama. Yesterday, 48's Callie Neese spoke with the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, who says at the moment they are set to lose $250,000 due to these cuts. 48's Callie Neese reports.
Patrick Wynn, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama, says that 2 clubs in Decatur will see a serious impact after the White House made cuts to a program he called 21st Century.
It's a shock, especially when it's been approved and you gotten the green light to go ahead and spend.
21st Century Community Learning Center helps fund after-school and summer programs for lower-income communities all around the country. Wuest said the 3rd Street Club and the Oak Park Club are funded by 21st Century.
So right now we're scheduled to lose about $250,000, and you know that's a good size of money, especially for a nonprofit.
That funding normally helps pay for things like field trips, laptops, and staff training. Wuest says this is a major loss, adding that this came as a complete shock to him.
That came as a huge surprise, especially since Congress had already approved the funding. And so it was already approved. It was like, go ahead and make your purchases, go ahead and hire your staff and do all the things. And then when you get this notification on July 1st, it was a punch to the gut for us as an organization.
Wuest told me that this funding helps support children in underserved areas, and now they are looking for alternative ways to stay afloat.
We're looking for alternative ways. We'll seek additional grants. We'll do additional fundraisers. But one thing we will not do, we will not close, we will not lay off staff, and we'll continue to run our full programs for our young people.
Wuest says if the public wants to continue to see the Boys and Girls Club thrive, they need to support them, whether that means donating their time, talent, or treasure. Reporting in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
Now we're going to head to break, but coming up after the break, we'll talk about the Handy Fest now in full swing in the Shoals area, and an awesome story on a Decatur police officer all set to make his 9th trip to Zambia for humanitarian work. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, the time is up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now heading out to the Shoals, where the WC Handy Music Fest is now in full swing. 48's Aria Pons has details on the local festival and how it amplifies and boosts the local economy in the Shoals. Let's take a listen.
14 days of music, good food, and fun. That's what locals say WC Handy Festival brings to the area. And officials say it brings a boost to the local economy.
It brings people filling our hotels. It brings people shopping in our shops. It brings people eating in our restaurants.
Downtown Florence Alliance Director Chris Stengel says Handy Fest shows everyone what the Shoals are made of. He says most of the WC Handy Music Festival is, yes, about celebrating the music culture, but also about highlighting the local businesses and driving the economy.
I can't think of another community anywhere who celebrates a founding father or someone who's important to their community for 14 days. So literally we have that to be proud of, but the fact that folks are coming from around the world to celebrate that with us is, I think, second to none.
It means growth for the Shoals, for downtown, and for small businesses.
It just really puts our name out and gives us extra advertising and publicity that I wouldn't get otherwise.
Ashley Griffith owns the dress shop downtown, and she says every time an event happens in her own front yard, she can see the results immediately.
Hundreds of people will see our sign outside, they'll see our hours, they'll know that we're here, they'll see our windows, so even if they don't come in and shop, they'll be hanging out maybe at the carriage or at the tavern, and they'll see that we're here, they'll be walking by, they'll be sitting there, and it's just that visibility.
That's part of the reason why they're expanding on the WC Handy Fest with all of this. It's called Handy at the Plaza, and for the next few days, it'll be bringing people to downtown and in front of at least a dozen small businesses. Reporting in Florence, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
And you can certainly hear that music in the background without a doubt. I see we have a comment on Facebook this afternoon. Roberta Smart. She says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Roberta. Thank you so much for tuning in to Before the Four. But now check out this awesome story. A Decatur cop is gearing up to make his 9th humanitarian trip to Zambia. There he will help restore water wells and speak with local law enforcement about human trafficking. 48's Noah Cowell with more.
It's a typical day for Officer Jonathan Macklin, an 18-year veteran of the Decatur Police Department.
And I'm a school resource officer at Decatur Middle School. So I naturally love kids. I love the community. I love people from all different walks of life.
But later this year, Macklin is trading the streets of Decatur for the villages of Zambia.
We're going to dig some more wells when we go over there. That's a very big initiative for us. So we've got several wells that we're going to be digging.
Officer Macklin is the co-founder of Archangel Group International, a Christian missionary group dedicated to improving water access and improving lives. Archangel Group International has built over a dozen water wells, providing water to thousands.
Average person may walk about 3 to 7 miles to a well round trip. Within the last 2 years, we've put 12 wells in the ground. Over 24,000 people have got access to water, and they're only having to walk a matter of yards versus miles.
In addition to their work digging water wells, Archangel Group International provides training to Zambian law enforcement on how to fight human trafficking.
We're working alongside their police there and showing them some things that we've done here in the United States that helps us.
Macklin says one of his goals this year is to start a farm that helps Archangel Group International's mission become self-sustaining.
We have a farm that's over there, Anon Farm. This is going to be our goat farm that's going to self-sustain what we're doing. The income that we're bringing in from the farm will continue to help us self-sustain with water wells, building infrastructures such as churches, schools, medical clinics.
He says he hopes to live in Zambia full-time once he retires. Reporting in Decatur, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
Incredible humanitarian work there. Love to see it. But now let's turn over to the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. The man accused of killing a 69-year-old man in Marshall County appearing in court today. 48's Callie Neese will have those details coming up. Another story you're just not going to want to miss, the remains of a fallen World War II soldier returning home to Moulton. Get those details, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And now it is that time, of course, as always, it is our time for Facebook fun. And of course, our 48 Facebook question of the day. If you could be any animal for just one day, which would you choose? And let's see, that is a tough one. I want to say I would choose a dog just because I can kind of just lay around and sleep all day. I can eat, I can go outside and run around a house dog. But I don't know. There's a lot of different candidates of animals that I would choose. Maybe a bird. I would love to fly, soar in the sky. But let's see what you all had to say. Looks like Catherine said a house cat. That would be awesome. Yeah, a house cat. A good comment there. Amanda said a dolphin. Dolphins are soldiers. They are super friendly. They're super nice, but they also can fight. They can get those sharks out of the area 100%. Susan said an eagle to fly high in the sky. Yes, fly like an eagle. That is right. That would be probably another one I would choose. Anthony said a silverback. I'm assuming he's talking about a silverback gorilla. You'll never lose a fight. And they're also very pretty animals, 100%. Cynthia said a fox. I love it so, so much. Linda said my husky. He is so spoiled. I'd like that for a day. LOL. Yeah, I would love to be a husky as well. Beautiful, beautiful dogs. Thank you for commenting, Linda. Debbie said, I want to be a bear. When you're a bear, you get to hibernate in cold weather. You do nothing but sleep for 6 months. I feel that as well. I think I would want to be a bear in the winter time because I don't know about you all, but cold weather and I just do not get along. I want to hibernate like a bear in the winter time. I don't mind the summer as much. I'm more used to this summer heat. And it kind of makes me want to go outside in the summertime with the sunshine and everything. But the winter, I just can't do it. But sounds like you all had some super awesome comments today. Of course, as always, thank you so much for commenting on our 48 Facebook question of the day. I greatly appreciate it, and it always makes my day seeing y'all's comments and seeing what you all have to say. But y'all, that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. But thank you all for sticking around and spending just a bit of your Thursday afternoon here. Y'all, it is Friday, Junior. Tomorrow is Friday, so it's time to get hyped. We've almost made it to the end of the week. Just one more day. But as always, thank you again, and you all have a great night.